All right. Kindergarten picture. I love it. The first research grant I have the honor of introducing is the TBF Matthew Friedman Memorial Foundation Research Grant. I welcome Brian and Diane Friedman as well as Dr. Tanyari Barak to the stage. Brian and Diane are the loving parents of Matthew Friedman, who passed away from a brain aneurysm in 2023. Dr. Barak is an assistant professor of neurosurgery at Yale University and will be pursuing a project titled WES Identifies Genetic Risk Factors of Subarachnoid Hemorrhage in Pediatric and Young Adult Patients.
81 and a half weeks ago, my wife and I got the phone call no parent should ever get. Our son Matthew, a vibrant, intelligent, happy young 19-year-old who was a freshman at Cornell University, did not wake up. Matthew, an EMT in our hometown, was studying to become a doctor. He just wanted to help others. What we did not know until a day later was that Matt had woken up at 5 a.m. that morning, complaining to his roommate about this horrible headache he had. His roommate responded, "You're the EMT. What do you want to do?" Matt just shrugged his shoulders and said he wanted to go back to sleep. And those were his last words. Now, what was confirmed a few weeks later is that Matt had a brain aneurysm that had burst that night. There were no warnings. Matthew was an athlete, an accomplished half-mile runner. He could run it in under 2 minutes. Still don't know how he did that. He was an academic, acing Cornell's toughest pre-med courses, and he was a trained EMT, taught to deduct warning signs of things in emergency situations. With all of this, Matt was still taken from us. That is how sudden life can change due to a brain aneurysm. My wife and I started the Matthew Friedman Memorial Foundation to try and do some of the good my son would have done in this world, impact a fraction of the people he could have impacted if not for his brain aneurysm. Diane and I are honored to partner with the B Foundation to present the first research grant dedicated to brain aneurysm research in Matthew's name to Dr. Tanyari Barak, who will be researching genetic risk factors of subarachnoid hemorrhage in pediatric and young adult patients, something Matthew would have found fascinating and would have wanted to spend hours discussing with Dr. Barak, as I told him earlier today. Tomorrow is November 3rd, 2024, Matthew's 21st birthday. He should be out right now with his friends celebrating, but instead, we are talking about a research grant in his name. In his high school graduation speech, Matthew told his classmates to dream big and seize your potential. So let's all dream big, seize our potential, and make sure no other parent gets that phone call, and make Matthew proud of what we've accomplished. Thank you all for being here to support such an amazing cause. Thank you to the B Foundation for the wonderful work they are doing. And thank you, Dr. Barron. Best of luck with your research.
My name is HoneyBash Gala. I'm an assistant professor at Yale University. I want to thank everyone to be here and for having me here. My lab has specific interest in identifying the genetic risk factors in cerebral formation and rupture. I can talk about research, about our interest in the lab for hours, but I think the most important thing today is that we're all here as clinicians, scientists, nurses, patients, families, supporters, and the most important thing today is like we all have a reason, we all have a story for being here, And I want to thank the B Foundation and Matthew Freedman Memorial Foundation, and especially Matthew's family, Diane and Brian, for supporting our research and for allowing me, for allowing us and my team to be a part of their story. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. The next research grant I have the honor of introducing is a TBF Yezi Family Research Grant. I welcome Zach Yezi and Dr. Andrew Hale to the stage. Zach is a brain aneurysm and AVM survivor and TBF ambassador and fundraiser. Dr. Hale is a neurological neurosurgery resident at the University of Alabama at Birmingham and will be pursuing the project titled Identifying Somatic Mutations and Transcriptional Pathways in Cerebral Aneurysms Using Endoluminal Biopsy.
Hi, my name is Zach Yezi. I'm a brain aneurysm and AVM survivor. 3 years ago, a month after my 30th birthday, I suffered a stroke from a ruptured aneurysm while on vacation, requiring an emergency medevac back to the US and an embolism and craniotomy. I am incredibly fortunate to have survived. Thanks to many of those in this room tonight. I continue to deal with the aftermath every day, including continuous treatment and medications. One of the hardest parts is my realization that my story could have been different. Despite sharing with my doctors my family's history of aneurysms, there's very little awareness to pre-screen a patient based on their genetic history. I am very personally motivated to help Dr. Hale's research. His work focuses on the genetic factors that contribute to aneurysms, and his research will provide key insights to helping doctors to understand the risks and assess them earlier. So it's a privilege on behalf of my family to present this grant to Dr. Hale. Your dedication and groundbreaking research will make a meaningful impact. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the B Foundation leadership, the Scientific Advisory Board, donors, and all of you for enabling the creation of these research awards. I am incredibly grateful and humbled to be selected as a grant recipient on behalf of the B Foundation and the Yezi family. The goal of this grant is to elucidate the genetic basis of aneurysm formation using endoluminal biopsy, a technique used during angiography to sample cells from the aneurysm itself. And obtaining this critical biologic material will enable hypothesis-driven testing to elucidate whether or not there are mutations in the aneurysm cells, but not in the rest of the cells in your body. And importantly, obtaining this information does not necessitate open surgery and may even lead to minimally invasive or even blood-based detection of molecular markers. Eventually, it is my, and I suspect everyone in this room's hope, that there may be a drug therapy that can be used to shrink or obliterate these lesions, thereby preventing or even eliminating their risk of rupture. And I believe that by understanding the key molecular mechanistic drivers of aneurysm formation is a key and fundamental step towards this goal. Zach, thank you so much. Your advocacy work has been incredible, and you should be extremely proud. On a personal note, we are not that far apart in age. And when I first heard your story, your experience made me face my own mortality. The courage you display, your amazing attitude, and motivation to improve the lives of others who face cerebrovascular disease is nothing short of amazing. You inspire me, and I hope that this grant offers a tangible means to improve the lives of others just like you. Exciting recent work on the genetics of AVMs has identified some key and unifying molecular features that may actually be amenable to drug therapy. And over the course of my career, and hopefully in the not too distant future, I hope that personalized medicine for aneurysms and AVMs becomes a reality. And because of the dedication of the B Foundation and all of you today, I believe we are one step closer towards this goal. Thank you very much for this award, and I am truly grateful.
The next research grant I have the honor of introducing is a TBF Brittany McCarthy Memorial Research Grant. I welcome Patricia McCarthy-Hillers to the stage. Patricia is a loving mother of Brittany McCarthy, who passed away from a brain aneurysm rupture in 2021. And Dr. Lai is an assistant professor in neurosurgery at the University at Buffalo, and she'll be pursuing the project titled Investigating the Role of X Chromosome in the Development of Cerebral Aneurysm through the XO Mouse Model. Welcome, Dr. Lai.
Hi, I'm Brittany's mom, Patricia McCarthy-Hillers. On October 6, 2021, our lives changed forever. A phone call came. We went to the hospital. She had a brain aneurysm ruptured. My beautiful twin daughter, Brittany McCarthy, is taken away from us. Brittany was so beautiful, but she had inner beauty, what really counts in this life. She was so kind, smart, a little shy. She had the most contagious laugh, and she could be bold at times with her colorful language. She studied hard throughout her school years, always wanted to have the best grades. She loved science and research. That was her passion from middle school. She took it on full force when she went to high school, and when she graduated with many honors. She was accepted to the College of Staten Island, CSR, the Arizona program. She was so proud when she was accepted. She was studying to be a physician assistant in life. That was her dream, to help others. Brittany believed also in organ donation. When she got her driver's license, she was so happy to get her Kia Forte, but she also checked the box and said, Mom, I'm going to be in the medical field, and this is so important, and this is what I believe in. Not knowing that my daughter would become a donor, Brittany gave the most precious gift of life that money can't buy. She gave the gift of life to 3 individuals and the eyesight back to a woman. She's an organ donor hero. She's living on in others. I'm an advocate for the B Foundation, which I call my family: Erin, Christine, Lauren, and Laura. With my daughter Ashley and my husband Lenny, to help bring awareness of this deadly disease that comes on at times with no warning signs, but the worst headache of your life. I talk to others, I go to schools, I talk to them, I try to bring awareness. I also talk about family history, which is very important. A lot of people don't know that. It does affect, it could go back to aunts, uncles, not just your mother and father. So it's very important, if you're having headaches, to push for an MRA, not an MRI. Let them find the hidden silent killer that's there. It's found through an MRA, not an MRI, in the blood vessel. Knowledge is power, and we can have this. An MRA can detect this. Nothing will bring back my beautiful Brittany, our Brittany. But what we hope with the research grants, they will in time find a way to detect an aneurysm before they rupture, to save the lives of others, so no one will have to live in the pain that we do and others that lost their loved ones. The research grants are in Brittany's honor. We are helping her to live her dream in life, to help others, and to keep her legacy alive. A mother protects her child. I'm protecting her memory. Forever 21, my beautiful Brittany. Thank you for letting me talk about my daughter. I'm very happy to present the award to Dr. Rosalind Lay for her research.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to the Foundation, our Scientific Advisory Board, and most importantly, Brittany's family and friends for this incredible honor. My name is Rosalind Lyon. I'm an assistant professor and neurosurgeon at University of Buffalo. And the goal of our research is to understand why is it that women develop more aneurysms, and that after an aneurysm rupture, that they do worse. And the goal of our research is to understand the underlying genes, specifically the X chromosome, to see can we identify targets so that in the future we can find genes that can detect aneurysms to prevent them from rupturing and find a cure so that we can understand why young women like Brittany are proportionally affected by this disease. So on behalf of my Buffalo clinical and research team, thank you very much again for this honor, but also most importantly, allowing us through this research to run the legacy of Brittany. So thank you again.
The final research grant is the first of its kind, the TBF Best Practices Research Grant, which was funded through the 2023 HoneyBash Paddle Raise. I welcome TBF Dr. Jan Burkhart to share more about this program, and grant recipients Dr. Hazem Shoera and Kirsten Perlman to the stage.
Good evening also from my side. Thank you all for being here and really for your support for the B Foundation, and also for sharing your really moving stories and really reminding us how important it is really to create awareness for brain aneurysm research and really sharing the stories really is important for all of us. As you mentioned, we're really excited that we started a new research grant, and I'm thrilled to introduce this first best practice TBF grant. Unlike the preventative research grants we heard before, this grant really focuses on patients with brain aneurysms and tries to collect data and evidence in the pre-hospital setting and the transfer setting, so before the patient arrives at hospital. And we're lacking a lot of data, as we know, besides the lack of awareness for aneurysms. And so this really helps us. And the focus of this grant is really looking into differences of race, of gender, of socioeconomic status, and really see if there is a difference in epidemiology, in outcome for patients and patient course. So we're really happy that this first grant this year really matches the description, and it goes to New York, to a hospital in Queens, where it's really a diverse population. And so I'm really happy to announce and introduce Dr. Hazem Shoera and also Kirsten Perlman to receive this award. Dr. Shoera is an associate professor of neurosurgery, neurology, and radiology at Mount Sinai Hospital, and their study entitled Impact of Race, Socioeconomic Status, and Healthcare Accessibility on Presentation and Outcome for Patients with Ruptured and Unruptured Intracranial Aneurysms in the boroughs of Manhattan and Queens. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I think we've all been incredibly touched by the stories that we've heard today. I personally was. Obviously, on the one side of practice, you do everything you can to be in those situations and help patients as much as you can. But on the other hand, hearing the stories from parents and survivors is by far the most humane and vulnerable moment of our careers in our lives. So I really am grateful for hearing those stories. The sad truth is that your outcome and your access to care to a large extent depends on what your zip code is. Being from Egypt, that's a cause that's very close to my heart. And being at Sinai, that very unique intersectionality between a great institution like Mount Sinai in New York and being the director of service in one of our satellite hospitals that is a city hospital in the most diverse zip code of the United States makes it a unique opportunity to be able to study the impact of socioeconomic, racial, and gender determinants of health on your access to care and your outcomes after you're diagnosed with either a ruptured or a non-ruptured aneurysm. I'm really grateful for the B Foundation for their belief in this cause, in this project, so that we can extend access to care beyond lines of color or race or language. I believe that this research will not just impact our communities in New York, but communities all over the United States and beyond in the world. I'm also grateful for Kirsten Perlman, who was our research coordinator and assistant, who this project would not have been possible without. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the grant recipients, and thank you to each family for supporting such important and necessary work in the field of brain aneurysm prevention. I mean, that really touched me. I know I'm going to get my daughter's scans when it's possible.